Our facility actually dates back to the turn of the century. It was a product of industry's needs. The iron and steel industry was flourishing in the Pittsburgh area, both for the First World War and the Second World War steelmaking operations. But it became a burden to industry to operate the water systems. As a result, they spun off the water systems to several investor-owned utilities, and in 1942, Westview Borough acquired the treatment system, and it became Westview Water Authority, and the authority has grown in leaps and bounds, and we now service over 200,000 consumers in 3 suburban Pittsburgh counties.
The relationship with Westview Water began when they had an opportunity to purchase some medium voltage drives for a project they had in their Bellevue station. They had existing starters. They were trying to upgrade those, also save some money by putting in drives.
And our goal is to save our customers money and maintenance costs through the energy savings the drive can provide, as well as reduced maintenance requirements for their systems.
This project offered a great opportunity for Eaton to not only display its capabilities on the product side, but also the services side, to show that we are indeed a complete solutions provider.
And in this facility, they didn't need to run the motors all the time, so they would do a couple starts per day with these massive inrushes, high stresses on their system.
Albeit that the pumps were new, modern pumps, and they utilized state-of-the-art starters and pump control valves, we were still having a very large demand.
Basically, the 2,000 horsepower motors were being started across the line. An across the line start is a very violent event. The motor starts from zero and goes to full speed in a matter of seconds. The rotor gets a lot of heat content and it eventually wears down and ages. Not only is the inrush an issue for the wear and tear on the motor, it also is a peak demand. So when an energy company is monitoring your facility, they will look for peaks. And if they see a 1,400 amp draw on your line, they will bill you for the peak demand.
We had to really spend the time to show them the technology we had, the ability to save energy, the maintainability, the parts availability, and the commitment that Eaton had to this product.
And after visits to the factory where the products are manufactured and seeing their ability to support us, we were quite satisfied that Eaton had the ability to handle this project.
We can actually start an accelerator motor with less than full load amps. So we're able to start these motors at Westview Water for less than 200 amps, and that's an energy savings on the peak demand.
They wanted to be able to run the motors only when they needed to fill the tank. The existing system they had to be run continuously. With a drive, they were able to run it just enough to keep the tanks filled.
We had Eaton products that serviced the original facility. And as a result, the transition into the Eaton variable frequency drives mitigated the amount of construction that was necessary for the project and made a very seamless transition into the new operation.
We have 75,000 amp guards installed worldwide, and we feel this is a very strong approach because we can simply put the drive in and connect it as if it were another starter.
One of the issues that they had was a very, very tight location that they needed to put this in, a very small building.
And because it's a seamless transition, we didn't require much space. We, in fact, only use a 4-inch transition between the existing and our equipment. So working with the end user and a consulting engineering firm, we were able to provide a solution that bolted directly to the amp guard with the removal of only one wall. And the amp guard equipment has a top-mounted bus work, and that is ideal for connection to the SC9000. It's unlike any other drive. We have a top-mounted bus assembly that's accessible from the roof sheet, so we can put our drive right next to existing amp guard and hard bus connect directly to it, save space, time, and money. None of the competition would have been able to fit in this space.
We were able to efficiently install the drives and limit the amount of downtime, which was critical to the water authority so they could remain pumping water.
We rarely shut down the units, and they provide very high degree of reliability on a 24-hour-a-day basis.
We had a product that met their needs for the flow, met their needs for maintenance, met their needs for size, and met their needs for ease of operation.
The Eaton drives allow us to operate 24 hours a day. When they are online, we have less main breaks due to trauma placed on the system by starting and stopping of pumps.
The SC9000 is the highest power density drive in the world today. We're able to put more horsepower in a smaller package than any of our competition.
With the new system, when the motor starts, there is no inrush problems. It starts very, very slowly. Everything is under controlled circumstances where the motor, you can actually see the RPM start very slowly. And when it gets up to the point where we want it, it will produce the exact amount of water that we want with no wasted energy.
And in this case, with the drive, they can run the motor at slow speed or at any speed they want all day long at a very low energy consumption rate, thus saving them a lot of money.
The very first month that the system was online, we documented that we were saving $1,000 a day. So that's obviously $30,000 a month. And the way I prefer to look at it, over 3 years, we're talking $1 million in savings.
The bottom line is, it's easy to talk. You have to back it up with results, and I think we have.
They should expect to see 20 years of service from this product, and it should reduce the wear and tear on their motors as well as their piping systems.
Eaton was tremendous to work with throughout the entire project. They provided excellent guidance to our electrical consultants during the design phase, for the specification writing, for the bidding process, and for the implementation.
Also, service was key in their mind, so we discussed with our local service people how they could support Westview Water for the long term.
Our Eaton project has been such a success that we are totally convinced that the variable frequency drives are the way to go in the future. We have a new plant that we're currently designing, and it will be using variable frequency drives at the intake and throughout the treatment facility and on the high service end of the pumping operations.